Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to my reaction of the E3 EA press conference. And as with most EA press conferences, the reaction is meh. They didn't screw up as much as they did in previous years. We're going to go through what they talked about and highlights of sort of stuff and my feelings. Generally, I'm quite cynical about press conferences. I think they're mostly shit. And the reason being, right, if you asked any gamer, pretty much any gamer in the world, and said to them, we're coming out with a new game, what do you want to see at the press conference? It's not a marching band, okay? It's not a rendered intro. It's not a multiplayer map. Just show us the proper game. Just show us the actual gameplay footage and stuff like that. And they just don't seem to get it a lot of the times. So let's talk about it. So it started off with Madden getting a story mode, much like the basketball, the basketball, because, you know, I'm a big fan. And obviously FIFA, and that's fine. I'm sure if you're a Madden fan, that's quite an interesting thing. It's not much. They talked about FIFA also and the new updated story mode for Alex Hunter. I played it, and the story mode was all right, but at the end of the day, it ends up being one-person FIFA, and they haven't really worked on that massively throughout the years. Like, the Be a Pro mode has always struggled because at the end of the day it doesn't bring in EA any money, whereas Ultimate Team is where the money is, so they pump all the stuff into that. Like, I quite enjoyed the Be a Pro mode, the single player. I'm going to be a centre midfield for Liverpool, and it's kind of rubbish. It needs a lot of work, and at the end of the day, the story mode is all well and good, but it's then just Be a Pro, and you've just got to play the games as one guy. It doesn't work that great. I played most of the story mode, but then it gets to the stage where you're just playing game after game after game after game, and it just got quite annoying when you're watching your teammates be idiots. So that's good if you like a bit of story mode. I don't think see it as a bad thing. It's a nice little add-on. Then they talked about Battlefield 1. Which is a game I enjoyed. It's getting nighttime maps and a Russian DLC, the Tsar, and a new competitive mode. I think that's good. It's good that they didn't just come out with Battlefield 1, 2. If that makes sense. And just adding on some DLC to it. I think that's been their most sort of successful title for a number of years now. So that's all good. The biggest most promising thing for me was A Way Out. Which is the brothers from the brothers makers, and it looks really interesting. The split screen action, it looks like a cross between Prison Break and Shawshank Redemption. I'll be quite impressed if I have to sort of, you know, crawl through a pipe of shit. I will be quite looking forward to that in a weird way. The split screen is really interesting. You can play co-op on like. This is where I wish Curly, my missus, was a gamer, because it'd be great for us to play that. But she's a gamer in the level of, like, Farm Saga Heroes level of gamer. So I don't think I'm going to get to play that. But it's online as well. Looks really interesting. It's one of those games that could go really either way. It could be genius with some of the clever interaction and timing things, events to escape this prison. Or it could be really infuriating, waiting for the other idiot on the other side to do stuff. But as long as you've got a good mate, I suppose, hopefully it'll work. So that was my biggest plus. Then EA introduces a new IP from Bioware. Oh, little tingles, semi-erect nipples. Doesn't mean it's called Anthem. It's got a bloke, armour, gun. Brilliant. I'm glad you announced that. I really got a feel for what the game's like. There's nothing much to say about that. Then they talked about Need for Speed Payback. Just looks like all the other Need for Speed games, really, doesn't it? Customising his VW Beetle. Yeah. It's Need for Speed. Doesn't look any different. I struggle with driving games that don't have destructible cars. Like, proper damage. Write them off. Wheels falling off, bumper, you know, everything going wrong. I want to see damage, you know, like, what was that game a while? Oh, it's gone out of my head. Doesn't matter. Destruction Derby. Let's go PlayStation 2 Destruction Derby. That sort of damage. And then they talked about EA Access and Origin being free for a week, and it's a cheeky little PR move. But it's always a good thing because it allows people to try out games for free, and then if after that week they want to go and buy them, I think it's sad to see that, you know, back in the olden days, we used to have demos for pretty much everything. Remember, you used to buy PC Gamer magazine, and you get a disc full of, like, really good demos and stuff like that. A review is all well and good, or a preview, or an open beta and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, give us a demo. That's fantastic. So it's basically like that, the EA Access. My favourite thing about the conference, in a like negative way, was Star Wars Battlefront 2. So one of the big things people were asking for, me included, because I quite like the single players in the Battlefields and the Call of Duties, and one of those weird ones. People wanted a single player campaign, so they were like, we are unveiling today, it's going to have John Boyega was there, we're going to have a single player campaign, and everybody, ooh, okay, interesting. Will it be like 2 hours long, or is it going to be a decent length? And then they didn't show anything of it. They just went to like this 30-minute multiplayer match that was just a mess. I think Battlefront 2... The problem with Battlefront 2 is it looked pretty and it sounded pretty, but it didn't hold anyone's attention. Like, the drop-off of users was ridiculous. But it sold a lot of copies. And if you just saw... If they, in that press conference, they said, we got some brand new DLC for Battlefront 1, you'd go, oh, that looks cool, Naboo, like it, droids, like it, that's cool. You wouldn't say, wow, that's a really different step up. They've really upped their game there. It just looks the same with droids and a couple of new heroes and stuff. I see it having exactly the same problem as the first one, in that people will go, oh, shiny thing. But I think people might have been burned. Like, I didn't even buy it. I got into the beta and just basically played it for about 10 hours. I'm like, okay, that was fun. Not enough to spend 60 quid on it or whatever the fuck it is. And I think because it did sell well, the game sold well, so I think maybe EA were just thinking, well, we'll just do that again, and, it'll sell well again. But I think if you spent 60 quid on a game and spent 8 hours into it and got a bit bored, I think you might be burned. I think you might then look at Battlefront 2 and go, I think I'm just going to leave this one, or maybe wait until it's on sale if EA ever does sales. I think they need to do something a bit different with it. It's just a bit... It looks exactly like Battlefront 1 with droids and Kylo Ren. Is it Kylo Ren even in it? I saw the Darth Maul, who's one of my favourites. He was cool. But it just looks the same. And one of Battlefront's problems is that this system where you've got, you're a normal trooper, but occasionally you're a hero. You could be one of the, a Jedi or a sort of superpowered guy. And while it's fun to play as the hero, it's really annoying when you just get slaughtered and one-shot by the hero for the 10 other guys facing him. So you've got one guy having fun and 10 guys getting really annoyed that they're just getting one shot. I think there needs to be different systems in play, whether it's like everybody's just sort of heroes, or it's a weird one because it's like you can't, if you just left the heroes out, everybody would be in uproar. It's like, I don't want to play a stormtrooper all the time. I want to play somebody good. But it's a fine balance between just pissing a lot of people off. Overall, I'm going to give a score for this EA press conference. To be honest, A Way Out was the only real interesting thing that I saw. I'm hoping EA is saving stuff for like the Sony press conference, because the Sony and Xbox press conferences, because they will pay a lot of money to have an exclusive. Like, the fact we saw nothing about Anthem kind of means it's nothing to me. It doesn't mean it's good or bad or ugly. It's just a non-thing. So for the fact it's got A Way Out in it, I'll give it a 4. Yeah, I think a 4 out of 10. They still had too much preamble. They had some weird drummers at the beginning. The only bit that I thought was like sort of semi-entertaining was the two English guys coming out. And you could tell that they were presenters and, we used to having a bit of a laugh. I don't mind the use of YouTubers, okay? I don't mind it. Doesn't mean I like it. Well, the game changers, as they call us YouTubers now. We're game changers, people. Game changers, yeah. Might get a T-shirt. Game changer. Isn't that a Sky Sports program for kids? Okay. I didn't mind the use of it. It's okay. There's lots of clips of people playing Battlefield 1. and, you know, having funny moments and stuff. And iJustine was okay. There was that really awkward bit of the who's the guy? I don't even know his name. I've seen him on some Casey Neistat videos that just was kind of like, oh, hello, okay, good. Mm-hmm. I don't mind YouTubers being used as long as they're good at presenting and they are actually a full-on gamer. Right, they are my two things. Not just because they've got 5 million followers. Don't pick somebody. You know, pick full-on gamers that are good at presenting. Not just because they're popular. But overall, like I said, you know, I'll go 4 out of 10. It was fun. Right, let me know what you thought of the press conferences. Are you interested in any games? Are you looking forward to any? Are you thinking some are shit? Let me know in the comments. And also let me, you know, I'm going to be doing the whole of all of the press conferences. Like I said, I'm quite a cynical bloke, so they have to work hard to impress me. So let me know if you're looking forward to the rest. What are you looking forward to the rest of the show? The Microsoft one's going to be interesting because they're going to be talking about the Scorpio and stuff and everything. But I will be cynical because I'm a PC Master Race guy, so be interesting to see the Scorpio. I'm hoping they're saving some big exclusive titles for that. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.